world. It's been a couple months. I don't know the exact, specifications for, those what do you call that? Sticklers for specifications. And obviously, great reminders is context, right? So coming back to the context of sticklers of specification, it just means we're uniquely unique, right? And within that uniquely uniqueness, we all have similarities, quote unquote, animalistic qualities, as we forgot how we chose to enter the human experience somehow. We followed some type of inkling of a pursuit, call it a desire, call it a passion, call it, a pursuance. And we followed up on that light action to, from some type of spiritual nature, and within different types of formations, things, and elements within that spiritual nature over time and different environments, it has condensed in some type of material solidified environment, the surface level world. And the 3D is a collection middle world of the solidified world in between the spiritual world and then the quote unquote anti-spiritual world. So the 3D is kind of like it's kind of like some type of steady bowl of the what do you call that? Of the mechanics of the standard matrix of the solidified world, right? So within understanding that, we're coming to a new understanding of who we are, what we are, how the world works, and how it's and how it's changing, right? And obviously it's pretty obvious that Eastern countries have got caught wind of just new packets of information, right? And obviously the body's always speaking in ways we wouldn't know, because there's a whole there's a whole, what do you call that, there's a whole, like, I guess, esoteric infrastructure system inside the human being already, right? So within understanding all of this new shit, how we're doing it is your destiny is indicative upon which particular quote unquote macro polarity that you're choosing, in the sense of, is it just some type of leaning towards some type of sketch artificialness or not. So for me to draw that clear line for just quote unquote negentropic human design, which is just kind of seeing how a harmonic approach to how we can all learn and be and realize the studentness and the teacherness that we are within this new system HD, and seeing how it could be harmonic in to use the purpose and to use for what it was for, right? Because if we're just gonna argue and debate over petty shit, then we're not gonna use the system for what it was for. It's kind of like, what's the point type of shit, right? It's like we're rendering it pointless type of shit. So I'm resetting the live, so I'm gonna take it slow. Now's your chance to steady in and to come at me live, right? To see if you have any hate comments, if you have any love comments, if you have any, disgruntled questions, or you have some type of insight or whatever you have, this is one of the windows to kind of be quote unquote compliant with that. Because I could take my time, I like quote unquote God or whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's given us certain types of gifts to have some type of steadiness, right? To have some type of calmness, right? To have some type of homeostasisness, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because I hear the chatter of the petty shit, and it's just irrelevant in 2025. Like, it's just like, why though? But people want to entertain that shit. You do you. You do your distorted shit. Everybody sees through your fucking lies. And whether you see that or not, that's your own path type of shit. I'm going to take it steady with this fucking path, and I'm at my own pace, right? So I'm not rushing shit, but like sometimes, the mechanics of the matrix and life's rush will rush you, right? So there's a path of There's some type of quote unquote balance path, whether we like it or not. Life's mechanics, slowing you down, speeding you up, increasing you up, decreasing you up, building you up, tearing you down, some type of process of quote unquote life's, I guess quote unquote original open source universal alchemy, right? It being a thing before the distorted branding and then the non-distorted branding, right? And if your AI can't clarify that, then it's not the best AI. It's just a facade. And here's one more point. Here's how I wanted to start this video. So pause for a second. In order for us to approach and be harmonic with some type of new understanding of quote unquote business, we have to already understand the quote unquote original open source principle as it being its own energetic principle or whatever, original open source, that the percentage things that was already understood a long time ago. It was already understood, like it was just a thing of its own nature. So it's not that one person owns ideas or insights. No, the pure original open source recognizes the distortion of that, and it will go beyond that. So here's how I wanted to start this fucking video. If you want to balance and be harmonic with with an approach of some type of intelligent business system, be it whatever the fuck it is, pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing, fucking new digital e-commerce, fucking sales, WAP might be in there or whatever. And I don't mean to unwarrantedly say any names. I'm just kind of flowing here, because I'm like, but obviously what will react and transact will be of its own fucking accord, right? Because obviously, like, I shouldn't be sharing all of this what I'm sharing, but I don't really give a fuck, because real Sanatana Dharma and real Vedic shit should know that most of this shit doesn't fucking matter, and most of this shit is fake as fuck, energetically, respectively, in respects to the energetics. That's why this truth is beyond just the general surface level facades of all the fucking news stations. And you guys have learning curves, respectively, for you to fucking delineate the differences of distorted artificial realities and non-distorted artificial realities. So that's why it's the spiritual number one intelligence on a different fucking channel in the galaxy beyond 2026, whatever, right? So I'm going to get into this. So here's how I wanted to start the video. I wanted to start the video with the key word of, if you want to, parentheses, if you want to be, if you want to have a harmonic approach in business, in whatever type of business it is, then you have to have some type of inkling understanding of some type of basics, right? Some types of basics. And the quote unquote the gifts of the quote unquote the gifts of the quote unquote, I guess, the predecessors, they could be giving us such a thing where it's like where we're just working with certain intellectual principles, such as what, for an example. One intellectual principle is just something of percentages, right? That's already been its own thing. And I've spoken about that, like, in the underground, like 2018, like, just for like someone to like, they think like, I don't know, it's just, there's just a fine line with like, people like saying, like, just kind of people, it's not what you do, it's how you do it, but like people like, taking other people's talking points, how could that be like in harmony, right? So for me to like risk myself and like, because obviously some people will not like the truth. They will not like what I say, right? Because it's too much direct truth, and they're not used to that, right? It's just their fucking whole system framework. It's not used to it. But that's just how I am, It's just like, it's just truth, right? So how I wanted to start this video was one key word: portions. So within the portions of things, no matter what business thing you're doing, no matter what, there's always some type of concept and keyword and mechanic of portions. So it's a portion thing. Why and how it's a portion thing? Because we're all gathering, trading, and transacting and exchanging different types of things, and we're delineating them and and reverse engineer dissecting them into some type of percentage so we could capitalize off of someone else's data bit. And as we're capitalizing off of someone else's data bit, we're taking their portion of data. So if we're taking their portion of data, that's a subtle exchange of like, shouldn't you pay them back a portion of some type of currency or something like that? So this is harmonic business for real, right? Because the intuitive notion here is portions. Why am I bringing up portions? Because everything is portion related, right? I don't know why I have the headphones on. I can barely hear myself. But everything is portion related in so many different examples. What's a couple casual examples of portions? You're using someone else's system and programs. You're paying them for rental use for their systems and programs. And as you're paying them, you're using that system to do some type of transaction with them. So you could have your own currency input output for you to make your own new transaction and for you to create your own portion and for you to trade that with other people doing the same things to exchange that and make a new portion. And that new portion could be a new product, original spiritual business. And within that new product, now that could be sold from another third party. And as that's sold from another third party, a new portion is created, right? So this is original spiritual business, respectively. So the key word that I'm speaking about is portions, right? And I've been doing this since like fucking forever, low-key, respectively. So it's a portion thing. And if we can't like harmonically, respectively, kind of grasp that, then we're out of pocket with basic business etiquettes and principles, because everything is indicative and based upon percentages and portions. And there's a bunch of examples and proofs how that is so. How is that so? Let me intuitively explain it again. You're using a percentage of someone else's allotment of their infrastructure and their programs. And as you're using a percentage of that, you're paying them for that. And they're giving, and how you're putting in work for that, they're giving you a percentage allotment portion based on the work you did in the contract you gave them. Now they're giving you a portion because you're taking a portion from them. So this is original spiritual business about portion exchanges. Intuitively, underneath and above all of the new AIs, all of the new programs, all of the all-in-one fucking softwares that could be doing the same shit in the same pattern, it's just the hardest truth. And it's okay if you however you feel, you know, whatever comes up, right? The animalistic kind of like sideways shit, you know, the animalistic like, oh shit, I'm actually appalled, right? I'm like naturally just appalled or whatever, you know. So okay, wow, that felt weird. So I took the headphones off. Okay, now I feel like a different person. So that's a hack right there, right? So now I'm regulating the senses too, right? So within me saying all of this shit, what am I really trying to say within these astrology lives? Let me take my time in my own grace, right? So obviously, to some degree, we've been given gifts and what do you call that? We've just been given gifts, right? Of intelligence, right? You know, cognitive capabilities, shit like that. So let me start over. Let me start over with this, and feel free to start over if you want some fresh, you know, intel, right? Because like for me, I like to start from the beginning. I'm a step-by-step person, right? And I see the fucking disarrayment, right? And if y'all don't see the disarrayment generally, regardless of who the fuck you are, and you don't do anything about the general disarrayment affect you, then you motherfucking tripping, respectively. So let me see. So just for a pause for a second. These videos, these lives, they're talking about it's like these lives. They're just talking about the astrology pretty much, and how I did the astrology in the past, and how I'm going to do the astrology however the fuck I'm going to do in this present time, right? So within that, saying all of that shit, you know, it might not be popular, but it is popular. But I guess, you know, for some reason in some weird esoteric cybersecurity fucking standpoint, there is some type of stalling and halting process that in like a in like, you know, some type of, you know, idea of some type of advanced understanding. We have to go to that advanced understanding to see how we could overcome the learning curve or whatever the fuck, you know. So pretty much I'm just gonna do the astrology, right? So how I did the astrology was, and I can play music too. So maybe I'm gonna take an intermission right now. I'm gonna take an intermission right now. I'm gonna take an intermission right now because I'm just coming back. But I've done this, like, you know, I've done this for a long time. But it's not about me. I'm just doing this for my. This is my style. You know, if you hate it, you hate it. You like it, you like it. Whatever though. I I'm just gonna dive in, right? I'm gonna do the astrology. How did I do the astrology? So three ways I tackled the astrology was the Negentropic Human Design. Intuitively, I laid out a brick by brick system intuitively, originally in my own style, of how I think, you know, the ordering of the planets could be, right? And, you know, the open source got that shit. Great. That's okay. You know, it really is okay, you know, because that was my fucking gamble, right? But just for my own context right here, it's like, but I'm not gonna do that way right now. So there's three ways I did the astrology. I did it in some type of intuitive order, which I'm not gonna do right now. I did the new moon to the full moon, you know, the cinematic astrology mini movie, right? What's gonna happen from the new moon to the full moon in the 2 weeks, from the upsurge to the downsurge, and then after the 2 weeks to the downsurge of like how the moon is charging, how it's affecting us, and how quote unquote human design, it's a whole new circuitry. You know, it's a whole new circuitry of how the astrology has evolved into something new, and it's a whole new thing of a circuitry. And who knows, like, who are the main the planetary influencers of this human design. But obviously, as above so below, it will reflect. You know, you will know them by the fruits that they bring, or whatever the fuck, you know. And then, so that's two ways I did the astrology. And then the third way I did the astrology is, you know, first through 12th houses, right? The first house, are you first house? So Libra first house, Libra first through 12th house, right? So I could do that style right now, just like the rising signs, new moon to full moon, and the intuitive order. So I just did that standardly, right? And I've already did it in the past, so obviously I don't really necessarily regret it if someone catches game, because that's just the style I already, like, it already got released, right? So there's some accountability that I have to take too, aside from my human being disarrayed with just like just like how the human could just, you know, the human could get upset, right? There was a 12-minute video I did yesterday, like, you know, the human despises, the human ego despises, and it could project, but it's not necessarily anybody's fault. It despises having to subdue itself to something quote unquote greater than itself. In this case, energetically, spiritually, the universe, right? Not necessarily in a human affair, but if it is in a human affair, then that unique context of despising will occur, right? So this is advanced esoteric intelligence if you read between the fucking lines, respectively. So here, and I'm serious too. So the most serious people could find themselves fucking slipping all of a sudden and fucking jittery all of a sudden because their fucking human software is not used to this magnitude of truth. So even the best could fucking act out of character, slip up, sideways, all of a sudden, acting out of pocket, acting out of character, because it's a whole new fucking shift. So within all of that, I'm going to say is I'm going to do the astrology right now. How I'm going to do the astrology is I'm not going to do the intuitive ordering, but if I were to do the intuitive ordering, I would probably start with Venus and Jupiter. Thank you, the predecessors. Thank you, the predecessors. Thank you, the predecessors. Thank you, the predecessors. Because obviously you've seen me do Negentropic Human Design in the past on the Instagram since I started doing Negentropic Human Design Instagram in 2022. I was chilling in a certain place. I'm not going to necessarily reveal the location, and hopefully I can unlock my old Instagram in the future. But so I started the NHD in 22, and y'all can call me not self, but that's the process of the real trial and error, right? And I understand the nuances of the trial and error too, right? So so if I were to start the original Negentropic Human Design Astrology format, it's to see what's relative to the new moon season of what planets should be of more importance per season than another ordering of importance per a different season, right? So for this intuitive grasping right here, I'll call like the, cusping Virgo Libra season, which is a secret esoteric dose times 2 times 10, because human design, quote unquote, end quote, itself, this negentropic human design, it's a whole new thing on fucking on subtle cues, right? On like a whole different context of a subtle cue. So it's a subtle cue, whole different thing, because we could be with the system for a while, but it's introduced per the quote unquote the new masses newly too. So even if you're a seasoned professional or 20 years, 30 years in the system, it's still entirely new, because the alchemy of it being presented for a bigger mass, that's what's new. And how it was built, you're still trying to understand the fresh newness of how it was recently built like that, right? So we're still processing and understanding how it's a whole new circuitry within the solar system. Shout out to China catching game to human design whenever the fuck they did, maybe 2019, right? Because I've seen clips on Instagram where, China was talking about human design in 2021, just, their panel, right? Okay, we get it, cool. Now we're keeping the steady pace with the modernality of the information. Could y'all do that? Could y'all fucking stand on the pedestal on a sober fucking front and fucking recognize and realize and confront cutting edge modern intelligence? Get no or yes. And if you can't, okay, on the le homies. So what am I really trying to fucking say here to catch it back to what I was just saying is negentropic human design, negentropic. Yo, mix it. I'm on stage right now, and I mix it with the negentropy, with the entropic shit. Mix it. So mixing, so mixy with the negentropic shit, with the motherfucking entropic shit. So what am I really trying to say here? Negentropic human design, me just presenting it in 2022, the original format of that was intuitively ordering the planets to the relevance of the season, and in quote unquote leaning and cusping towards Libra season, but it's the new moon still started towards the third decan of Virgo season. So the new moon, so there's a different type of mixing. There's mixings within mixings. There's subtle shifts, and how traditional tropical astrology used to have some type of quote unquote more quote unquote rigid fixation of orbits, and now there's a shift within the rigid formation of the orbits, and the orbits are changing ever so slightly from the tropical astrology evolution of things, right? Because you can't deny that there's an evolution, and within that evolution there's some type of expansion, contraction, heating and non-heating effect within the solar system temperament environments for the shifts and the orbits to change within themselves, of how the sun and the moon and the earth and Saturn, those particular ground up four, have had some type of same pattern rigid mechanics, and now they have a subtle different mechanics based on their expansion and contraction. So now now it's like new, like now that we're in like the sun and the moon are just having slight conversions pretty much, in slight iterations of things, right? So negentropic human design, what originally that was presented as is the intuitive ordering of the planets, right? So the new moon started in Virgo season, but still we're I feel like it's really leaning into Libra season, right? So within the third decan of the new moon of Virgo, I guess you could say you could order Mercury there first somehow within the slyness of it all. You could just put Mercury, Venus, Jupiter. So that's one segment of 3 segments of what negentropic human design is. Negentropic human design is intuitive ordering of the planets, and I've done it in the past. Go look in the past. for days, galores. And within for days, galores. Now I'm resetting it, redoing it within the mechanics, giving me a break to do it. And now I'm just re-explaining it casually for anybody who wants, some type of structured approach within with the real truthful intelligence that recognizes the lies across the board. So that's why this truth, this deep esoteric truth, it carries a energy that, not any country. It's like it's not even me trying to compare country within country. It's just seeing who's lacking the whole truth or not. And if you're lacking the whole truth or not, your AI is fragmented. And if your AI is fragmented, you lost the AI race because it's not more fulfilled. And if you guys can't respond to that, then intellectually, energetically, within the standardality of it, you're losing the AI race. Any country that has the fucking cognitive intelligence to fucking understand that. But if y'all don't understand that, that's on you. Okay. So I'm gonna do so. This Negentropic Humen Design came out in 2022. The first segment is the intuitive ordering, and the casual second and third segments is the new moon to the full moon mini movie, and then the third segment is the first through the 12th houses, right? And how we could see like the sun is resembling first and fifth house qualities, and you could say the sun is first house Libra, right? So in one context, the sun is carrying the fifth house in the first house. So the sun being in Libra right now, you could say in one aspect, Libra is the first house, but it's the seventh house in the feminine admin cadmin body. And I do a really juicy underground video of of just like, the different types of admin cadmin body. And that's for the real people. That's for the best rich people to buy, And I say the best because what's going to set the best from the not best? Y'all going to want the real or not, right? And if you don't, fuck you. I really don't give a fuck about, the lack of truth and the fake ass shit. I really don't. Like, I don't got time for that shit. So what am I really trying to say here is so first house Libra, so first through 12th house Libra. So if you're 12th house Libra, you're most likely 12th house Libra would be that would be first house Scorpio, right? So first house Scorpio, and I don't necessarily need to start with the third segment. I could take my time and like do it the next week because I could just like, write it out. But if I were to intuitively do it right now, I could do it right now. So the 12th house Libra, first house Scorpio, wow. First house Scorpio, you're embodying that raw, Plutonic energy, that internal Mars energy, and that subtle like resting. I for some reason I feel like Scorpio is a resting Uranus, right? Uranus isn't necessarily like in the visibility and like, hey, I'm here. He's not in Scorpio season. It's like Uranus is like kind of like has a resting phase. He's not necessarily presenting himself raw, but he's still there, right? So the Scorpio energy is like, it's like a resting Uranus. It's like a sleepy Uranus, but it's still there retroactively with prominent internal Mars and Pluto. So the Scorpio energy, it's really raw. So 12th house Libra is first house Scorpio. So I'm just going to do this third segment first. So what could how is 12th house Libra, first house Scorpio, how is this new moon going to be affecting you? So within so I'll just do the 12th house first. It's going to be Libra is going to be affecting first house Scorpio in such a way where you're going to have a new extreme beginning and an extreme ending with, how cardinal air recycles itself, how Venus recycles itself, how Jupiter recycles itself, and how Saturn recycles itself. Because Libra is like kind of low-key complex, right? It's like Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn are in the Libra roundtable, right? Because Saturn's exalted in Libra, Jupiter's exalted in Libra in a new human design perspective, most respectively, and Venus rules Libra. So within that, first house Scorpio, that's going to be like, you could have like, first house Scorpio, you could embody some real hard ass, extreme retroactive, squarey Aquarius like energies. You could see the raw fucking, you know, you're just squaring yourself with Aquarius energies. You're squaring yourself with Pluto. You're squaring yourself with abstract like desert energies because Aquarius is like sometimes I get like a desert energy from Aquarius. So for some reason that's 12th house Libra, right? So I'll just do first house Libra first because I shouldn't start from 12th house Libra. So first house Libra is you're gonna be embodying and you're gonna be the I am presence of some type of some type of quote unquote. I feel like I get like some type of like fluid passive Saturn vibe in Libra, but he could still be like strict in Libra. But I feel like Saturn is kind of like fluid in Libra, right? He's there for the ride, right? He's there to work somehow because Saturn throughout the houses he changes his nature based on where he's at and who he's working with, right? So Saturn through the houses, human design is a differentiation thing, not just with the planets, but within the humans working with the planets, right? So like first house Libra is like, you could be like kind of like you're there, you're kind of like you could be institutionalized on such a natural level. You could be kind of just kind of really naturally, spiritually, kind of like even business like with just like Venus and Saturn being partnered up with Libra. You could just be like, you could just be there. You're there at the corporate party, right? You're there at the institution, right? And you're there at the event, right? Because Jupiter is also has a secret exaltation in Libra too. So first house, you could just be there, first house Libra. You could just be like, kind of like being there as like a corporate fucking like kind of like a what do you call that a communicator, right? You could just be there as there. Second house Libra, you could just be seeing the visual board of what is being created on the visual dashboard, and you could be in a yin aspect of how new creations and softwares could be applied from the head base of Saturn, Venus, and Jupiter. So if you're a second house Libra would be first house Virgo. So first house Virgo, you're embodying feminine Mercury. You could just be kind of like, you could just be there as some type of like, what do you call that? Clerk or some type of like, what do you call that? Some type of like, office lady, some type of office lady. So second house Libra, you could have some type of office lady energy. There's a different word for it. Some type of what's that word that's kind of like resembling an office lady? Some type of some type of clerical work, right? So third house Libra, the energy that could be affecting you right there is that's first house Leo. Third house Libra, which that's me right there, is like, so intuitively, maybe I'll just skip that. I'll just skip third house Libra because I'll just see, I won't necessarily put anything on it. I could just kind of guesstimate what it could be. But rather than me trying to like figure it out, I could see like what the energies are doing, right? So third house Libra, right? And then obviously, the conjunctions, whatever conjunctions you have, that's your energetic contribution and how you could put in something into the universe, and the universe is going to give you back based on what you are and where you're at in your energetic maturity level, and seeing how other people and their and their energetic maturity level, be it toxic or not toxic, how they could add to the manifestation event of your life and their life, and within the shadows of things and the not shadows of things, of how this energy will play out for you, right? So third house Libra. So I'll take a pause right there. Third house Libra, it's like so third house Libra, that's a first house Leo, right? So Moon, Mars, Mercury, and the Sun are in the third house, right, or in the Libra house right now. So within all of those planets, wherever Libra is in your chart, you're going to be like kind of embodying the planetary energies in the house where Libra is at. So wherever Libra is at in your chart, you're going to be feeling you know, just that whole dynamic of it. You're feeling that the dynamic of Libra season, Moon in Libra. You're feeling the autumn season. That autumn season is going to be applied into some type of house. Mars with it conjunct Moon, Mercury in Libra. We're going to have crazy intel, knowing what to do with it, knowing how to feel about this shit. Somehow Mercury is informing all of its, you know, children, lucky to have, oh, here's how to react, like as if we don't know. Like, you're being supplied, like, you know, this new generation is being supplied with information on fleek, because they're giving you cheat codes up the ass, not good, not bad. And Mercury conjunct Mars, Moon, and Sun in Libra, that is gonna, like, we're just gonna, like, we have this, the upside of this whole transit is we have the gift to know, pretty much. And we're taking that for granted, right? We have the gift to know, and how and what we're doing with it, and how the sun is blasting, and how the sun is enriching and infusing the nutrients of the sun in Libra. The sun is kind of like the life force, the showering effect. So the sun is empowering Libra. The sun is empowering Mercury, the action fuel to know. And the sun and Mercury, we're knowing about how to go about Mars detriment in Libra to feel all of that, all of this Libra shit, right? And that energy is going to play out in one of your houses, 1st through 12, right? And within, if you're a first house Leo, third house Libra, you could just be naturally communicating all of that shit, right? Like that energy, we're going to receive the deposits of that Libra energy. It's going to affect us, not just surface level verbally. It's going to affect us esoteric physiologically, original open source. And within that, it's going to do things behind the scenes that we don't even necessarily know. And I understand the attachments, the esoteric attachments of like how the subsets of the planets within the dark, toxic, esoteric game, there could be attachments that you resonate with past lives, and you're paying out karmic dues because, you know, the advanced predecessors, they're saying you got attachments on you, right? There's quote unquote many entities on an energetic fluid level on you, because the advanced predecessor would say you're resonating with that somehow, and until you complete with that and balance that shit in a way beyond the entity, then you could go past that. But since you haven't done the energy work, you still have some type of attachment because you're more or less resonating with it in this game of the matrix, right? So within that, it's coming from the quote unquote the planetary archonics in a balanced way. And we're working with attachments that we don't even necessarily know, from Sun, Mercury, Moon, Mars, you know, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, pretty much all of them, right? So we're working with some type of attachment from their energy objects, right? From the planets, right? You know, all of this code shit, all of this objective, subjective code shit, Mercury is kind of upholding that shit, right? Because I get all of this. I've seen all of this shit. It's already been intuitively known, right? So that's the fucking one Mercury one, and how we bounce away in some type of distortion away from one Mercury one, away from the wholeness of Mercury one. That's our not good, not bad path to isolation. But it could be bad and distorted though. So that's the down kicker side of isolation. We could get lost in confusion, right? So I'm doing the third segment first. I'm doing 1st through 12th house Libra. Let me get something to drink right now. So the third house Libra, me being a first house Leo, third house Libra, you know, whatever the fuck, is like how it could intuitively be playing out in my life is, you know, the cardinal energies will be communicated. Cardinal energies within that round table of the Libra constellation, the cardinal air, you know, some type of like starting off effect respectively of, you know, some type of like quote unquote capitalization of air within some type of casual setting, round table of Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter in Libra. We're going to be communicating. I feel like first house Leos, and it's all differentiated. There could be toxic first house Leos. This doesn't apply to all first house Leos because we have to see the toxic duality of things. if you deny your gifts, you're not necessarily going to have the quote unquote positive sides of first house Leo, but the quote unquote, and don't get lost in the words too much, the quote unquote positive side to the first house Leo is we get to communicate, the round table of Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter. If you're not a toxic first house Libra, we have the gifts to communicate, and it's like, it's kind of like the first house Leo thing. It's kind of like a no choice thing. It's like, we're just gonna, like, the first house Leos, we're just gonna do what we're just gonna fucking do, right? We're gonna play with it, and we could get down raw and gritty with it. That's a non-toxic first house Leo, right? The first house Leo is, we're just gonna fucking do this shit, because Leo is kind of playful, and the third house Libra is, it's connecting to the throat chakra within the standard circuitry of esoteric astrology of Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter, right? Jupiter exalted in Libra in a new human design fashion, right? So first house Cancer, fourth house Libra, how is this going to be playing in your life? The Libra energies are going to be playing inside of your life in such a way where your fatherhood, your restarted fatherhood, new home care environment, that's where the vultures will play, right? The vultures will play in your fourth house. But maybe that's just my chart speaking, right? The vultures are going to test your fatherhood. The negative side of the planets, they're going to test your fourth house. They're going to attempt to infiltrate it, right? And it's up to the positive karma and the positive side of the planets for you to balance that shit. So this is the real esoteric original astrology from a whole different perspective, right? So first house Cancer, that's a paradox too, because first house Cancer, you're squaring the cardinal signs and you're embodying, pretty much, the secret moon council, right? First house Cancer, fourth house Libra, you're making some type of natural home from you being the feminine moon energy and the secret feminine Mercury tribe, Cancer. You're embodying the secret feminine Mercury, and that's too much truth for y'all. It really is, if you really just intuitively sit with it. So the first house Cancer, the fourth house Libra, it's the cardinal energy is going to be affecting your fatherhood home challenge is going to be affected in the corporate world, right? The corporate world is going to follow up on your home life, right? First house Cancer, fourth house Libra. The corporate life, the casual, fluid, resetted corporate life, Venus, Saturn, and Jupiter, it's going to give you an opportunity for you to build some type of, or to maintain some type of building project, right? Some type of house project, that is related to your family, right? Because the fourth house is like family, right? First house Cancer, you're embodied with the family, right? You're kind of like, you're at a natural setting with the family, but but fourth house Libra, it's like you're forced to go out in some type of new corporate perspective, perhaps, to go away from your family and build in some type of quote unquote physical world, right? Let me take a break real quick. Let me close this door, too. So one thing I need to also do is refresh up on my old videos, because how I did the first house to the 12th house rising signs, it was more fluid and fresh. So I understand my shit could be kind of rigid, right? So maybe I should just bullet point through them so I don't waste anybody's time. Like first house or like first through 12th house Libra, right? So first house, second house, third house, fourth house, did fourth house, fifth house Libra. So fifth house Libra is finding yourself applying cardinal air energies to your new creation. Sixth house Libra, applying cardinal air energies and new, reset corporation like energies to your institutional education system. That's sixth house Libra. Seventh house Libra is from this standpoint, seventh house Libra is seventh house Libra is kind of like a very paradoxical triangulation within the air signs, because seventh house is a feminine air sign, and then Libra would be the masculine air sign. So seventh house is like kind of like applying the energies, matching the harmony of the air, and applying the Libra constellation energies to some type of survival pursuit challenge within the raw infrastructure of the corporate world, right? Eighth house Libra, applying cardinal air energies and new corporate resetted business pursuances to some type of dark, just some type of dark play. Eighth house Scorpio, so raw, so fucking eighth house Scorpio energy, so fucking raw, so brutal, so ungruely, right? Ninth house Libra, applying cardinal energies and resetting corporate energies into some type of, live stream educational sports pursuant suit, and being some type of, even like maybe some type of Telegram reporter. Ninth house Libra. 10th house Libra, applying cardinal air energies to and resetting corporate energies into some type of, firm, some type of real physical hard labor work. Whether you're doing the hard labor or not, it still could be, 10th house could also pivot and lean to some type of hard labor corporate build work. 10th house Libra in the 11th house, cardinal air energies and resetted corporate energies, applying to some type of, ancient abstract infrastructure of quote unquote gods, and Libra bringing that to the surface. The cardinal air energy bringing the air kind of triangulating in its own way, and the cardinal air energy bringing 11th house Aquarius energies to the surface. So Libra in the 11th house, you could be, and whatever first house that is, Libra in the 11th house, you could be bringing up a lot of things. Could be kind of like what's that word called? Eroding, right? There's an esoteric erosion effect within Libra in the 11th house. So Libra in the 11th house is 11. First house. And this is way beyond Bill Nye shit, if you want to do some underground shit. But y'all can't grasp that fucking simple notion, original open source notion, respectively to a different fucking timeline. So 11th house Aquarius, 11th house Libra, that would be, so 11th house Libra, 12th house Scorpio, 11th house Libra, 12th house Scorpio. That would be first house Sagittarii. So if I'm not mistaken, so 11th house Libra is first house Sagittarii. So Sagittarii, first house, woo, y'all are on some, if you're all not toxic, y'all are on some secret God shit, if you're not like distorted with the karma. So I'm like, this is original Negentropic Human Design. So if you're a first house Sagittarius, wow, y'all are fucking wild as fuck. We all get it. We respect you if you're not too rude and you're not too egotistical and arrogant, respectively. But y'all are just gonna bring the heat, right? Yeah, and hopefully there could be harmony there. So first house Sagittarii, y'all bring the fucking heat. Thank you for doing what you do. And 12th house Libra, applying cardinal air energies and resetted corporate, you know, intellectual notions into the 12th house of extreme endings, extreme beginnings, and reality crises, maybe being healed graciously, right, through cardinal air. You know, maybe support from some type of balanced respective Venus, respectively. That balanced Venus could patch up and be an exaltation in the 12th house, right? So 12th house Pisces is, if I'm not mistaken, 12th house Pisces in Libra, I believe it's wait, 12th house Pisces Libra. That's Aquarius rising, right? And 12th house, oh shit, oops, I fucked up. 11th house Aquarius. Yeah, that is Sagittarius rising. I may have made a mistake. Fuck. No, maybe not. So I just ran through the houses, right? And y'all could apply this NFL respectively, neutrally. Y'all could apply this in your fucking lives, and y'all could leave a tip. Y'all could buy a product. Y'all could show some support. I like I'm unmatched. I'm in my own fucking lane. The shit but I'm not regretting it. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm thankful for the predecessors. My human could do a funk if it wants. And then the original predecessors can help me overcome that funk as I see all of the fake shit in the fucking world. Beyond Asia 2026, neutrally, respectively. And you know it. So that's the third segment. I did the rising signs. Now the new moon to the full. Now the second segment is the new moon to the full moon. How is the whole shit gonna be playing out? New moon in Virgo, third deacon. Okay, we're at school. We got our fucking backpacks. We got all our little fucking notepads. We got all our squirrely fucking pencils from fucking Etsy. We got all our fucking, you know, our swirly straws and our swirly Starbucks cups. And we got all our swirly fucking hats. And we got all our swirly fucking patches. And we're all fucking set. And we're all fucking murked out. And we're all fucking nerded out. And we don't know what to fucking conform to. And we think we're in fashion. We think we're in hip. Third deacon Virgo shit. So within that third deacon new moon Virgo shit, we think we're all fucking hip. We think we're all cool. We think we're all fucking know-it-all type of shit. New moon in Virgo, third deacon type of shit. So within that third deacon new moon in Virgo, it's leaning and cusping Libra. So there's a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich effect. Jelly, smelly, deli, telly, ellie, belly, beast in the motherfucking belly. Relishy this shit, Shelly. Shell shock thee, yo, Shelly. Cloister mode, destroyer mode, motherfucker. Flacoidico mode, motherfucker. Comic-Con mode, motherfucker. Phenomena, Kamikaze, Shaka Khan, 1980s retro dance flow. Beyond K-pop, ho. Nigga. I love you. Negentropic Humen Dezign. Mix it. I'm on stage right now. Negentropic Humen Dezign. Mix it. I'm on live stage right now. Negentropic with entropic shit. Fucking falafel. Mix it. I'm awful, kid. Yo, squares in my circle like a waffle did. Yo, underlay this shit, delay, Ali, oxen free in the shit. Yo, come stow steel with its structure like Onyx did. Motherfucker Onyx, Pokemon, pocket shit, talking shit. Yo, when I'm walking shit, tomahawk, strike, whip this, fire whip, lash this shit. Yo, y'all peep game sweepstakes. If you fucking hear me, you heard it, learn it, burn it, squirm, make you fucking squirmish. Battle any of you, motherfucker, nah. Rastafari, Nagalatri, motherfucking, yo, Naghamadi, motherfuckers right here, right now, nigga. So the astrology is so rich. It's so deep right now. It really fucking is. Because it's first house through the 12th house, the new moon to the full moon, and then the intuitive ordering of Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, etc., right? So I'm just going to start off with 3 because I'm not going to overwhelm myself, and I'm respecting, you know, the balance of the gods. And obviously other shit could creep in, right? That's the differentiation of the human design, right? So what am I trying to say is like the new moon, we started off as third decan Mercury, you know, low key, fuck boy shit. So within that, y'all don't gotta play that shit. Y'all don't gotta play that. Like no one asked you to fucking be here. Y'all coming at your own y'all coming at your own like delineation or whatever the fuck. So the new moon is starting off like we don't have to play this shit. And then the new moon, it's cusping Libra, and then the moon is going to go into Libra. Now it's like from that cusp fusion energy, now the moon is going to be conjuncting from it coming out of Virgo in the south node and Venus being in Virgo. The new moon had a pretty much a conjunction fusion with south node and Venus in third decan Virgo. So the new moon started off with low key, if I'm not mistaken, low-key south node energies reflecting back on all of this Virgo shit. Oh shit, it's like you might randomly start thinking of middle school and high school, south node and Virgo. And then Venus, how did that really affect you low-key, right? How did your early life, how did your early school life affect you, right? So that shit is in effect, right? We could be feeling that shit, that Virgo shit. And now so the new moon started off with south node and Venus, feeling the gracious, you know, thank Venus, bow down to Venus for her secret balance, right? And how that new moon kind of got penciled in with Venus and south node energies. And now, and from Venus being her own representative in Virgo, now we're going to Libra, right? Now the new moon is in Libra. And then so the moon, we're going to be feeling, you know, new educational systems, right? Whatever. New moon in Virgo. From the past influence and Venus being there. So this is Venus's shit, right? So we're working with one Venus one. Go buy that product if you want. And now we're in Venus's house. There's a quote unquote esoteric party in Venus's house. Mars, you know, having some type of quote unquote detriment in Libra, but new human design might say otherwise, and conjunctions might say otherwise, and differentiation might say otherwise. Differentiation meaning, you know, there's different aspects of balance that could balance Mars and Libra, respectively. Negentropic Humen Dezign. And now we're going to be feeling the Virgo, the Venus education. You know, Venus kind of like having a fusion with Virgo. And now we're going to Venus's house. And then the moon after Venus and Libra, it's going to creep up into Scorpio. So we're going to feel, man, we're just going to feel the shadow of Venus, because there's a big Venus theme. We're going to feel the shadow of Venus, how she could have got played and cheated by anybody, right? Because it's Venus energy, right? So Scorpio, it's going to have that shadow grasp of like, where did I get cheated? I'm going to hold that energetic grudge, but more applicable to Venus. And we're going to feel that shit. So this is very, be delicate, be gentle. This could be a disastrous time, right? When the moon is in Scorpio, something disastrous could happen, right? In relationship to Venus. So I gave you a cheat code right there. This is Negentropic Humen Dezign, originated in 2022. The moon going from third decan Virgo, Libra, then Scorpio, building up. The moon building up from a very significant influence, starting off from Virgo to Libra with all of those conjunctions. No significant conjunctions in Scorpio. We're just gonna feel how the dark Scorpio feels about the standpoint of big Venusian energy from Virgo and Venus. Where did I get cheated in relationship to some type of Venus dynamic? After the moon passes Sagittarius, after the moon passes from Scorpio to Sagittaria, after the moon passes from Scorpio to Sagittaria, we picked ourselves off, dusted the dirt off the shoulders, and now come into play in some type of sports scene respectively, or some type of, you know, party scene respectively, or some type of philosophy scene respectively. And it you know, Sagittarius doesn't necessarily have to be war, but it could be, right? Differentiation. After the moon comes out of Sagittarius, starting from the Virgo new moon, then the new moon, then once the moon is in Capricorn, the fifth house in one dynamic, then we're going to be feeling like, you know, characteristics of where am I at? Where do I stand in society, right? Like how am I being treated? Like, am I behind in society, or could I get ahead with the grace of Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter, right? So after the moon is in Sagittarius, and once the moon is in Capricorn, which is like, you know, I guess, you know, around 8 days respectively, more or less, we could be feeling ourselves of like, where do I stand with this shit? After the moon is in Capricorn, it's going to go into Aquarius. It's like, okay, now we're going to feel going back to the roots of this shit from you know, significant planetary themes, and how those planets could be connected to other deeper planets, more or less respectively, in relationship just to the basic solar system, right? Some planets are more surface level, some aren't, right? And the ones that aren't, they have their own key themes, right? So the moon in Aquarius, we could be feeling really, you know, we could be feeling really colorful, you know, after the fucking succession of Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarii, and Cappy poo. Then after we go through that tumultuous treading path, there could be some type of unique light at the end of the tunnel when the moon is in Aquarius. And I believe the full moon will be somehow in some type of Pisces arena, but it might creep into some type of Aries. It's going to be, so the full moon is going to be a cusp between Pisces and Aries, right? So once after the moon hits in Aquarius, then the moon is go to Pisces. It's like, okay, there's a unique Neptunian fluid council. Now we're going to Venus's father, Neptune, right? Now we're going to see like, okay, what magic from the collective toxicity and the collective non-toxicity, what did we create together in clarity and harmony or not? Moon in Pisces. And we could be feeling, you know, Libra season is very graceful. It could be, right? But it might not be. It all depends. All disclaimers recognized. So once the moon is in Pisces, it's like, what did we cook up? You know, like what the fuck came of this crazy shit, right? Neptune is like Pisces is low key like, it's low key crazy fusion shit, right? It's like all of this mutable water shit, all of this dreamy fantasy creations. It's like Pisces in respects, like y'all could be low key crazy respectively. And then the full moon, it's going to be a cusp Aries. So there's going to be an Aries theme respectively, or leaning towards the Aries theme. So the full moon is going to be cusping Pisces and Aries side. And the earth is kind of like, and the earth is receiving the filling of some type of moon emission respectively. So the earth being in Aries, it could be some type of placeholder cauldron of just acting in earthly unconscious, you know, Aries ways, and the earth is going to magnify the moon of grounding all of that emotion, gathering all of that emotion, and the unconscious earth in cusp Pisces Aries. It's going to magnify our unconscious self and how we relate to the moon's transits within all of that shit from new moon in Virgo to full moon in Pisces cusp Aries, right? And when the full moon is in Pisces cusp Aries, it's going to magnify the energies, and we're going to feel the moon's transits, and the moon's going to be expanding and magnifying the constellations of the cusp of Pisces and Aries, which is the fusion dynamic in a different original open source Mercury sense, respectively, a fusion dynamic of fire and water, which is some type of, you know, respective steam effect, as is respects to the esoterics, right? So we could be feeling like some type of deep war purge and Neptune seeing some type of higher dynamic from, you know, its offsprings. Neptune just kind of like tripping out on the offsprings of like what came of all of this shit. Voila. So wow. So, and I could go even more deeper with the aspects of it. But I'll probably do that. So the aspects would be like that would be the segment 4 respectively. And no regrets as well, because I already kind of like I already did this shit. So the fourth part to NHD would be like, you know, the aspects, right? And right now the Earth is the Earth is conjuncting Saturn and Neptune. So there's so let me so I'm gonna close it right now. So we could be capped, restricted, limited, and some type of new, a whole new policy we have no idea about. It could be kind of like, it could kind of be contained from the deep esoteric predecessors of saying, Saturn kind of is like some type of like limiter, right? And then Neptune is some type of like, fluid overseer of just like all the general creations. And then the Earth is kind of like, where all of that is being created, right? So all of this is being created without us knowing, Earth unconsciousness, in some type of theme of, the cusp of Pisces and Aries. Somehow it's related to some type of universal love, Negentropic Humen Dezign, right? So within that, we're gonna like have some type of new policy that's redirected, and some type of new overseance, and some type of new attention, perhaps new spiritual attention of what does universal love mean and how does that apply to me. And that's going to be the unconscious thing. And maybe, all disclaimers recognized, some extreme karma could just unleash itself. And there could be a protective aspect. There could be a guardian aspect. Saturn in cusping Aries and Pisces. There could be just kind of like protecting the innocence in some type of weird justification way or not, right? Some type of guardianship, right? So it's like, we're seeing the pot. So it's like, within the balanced intelligence of things, we actually, within the darkness of life, there is a possibility to stay positive. This energy could fulfill you. I could read, I could read, this human design part, but I got minimal notes from this little, I guess message. And I could do a part 2 tomorrow based on me seeing the finer details and the aspects. So I know I could have went, I know I didn't go like, I know I didn't go for like, I'm choosing to focus on the quality intel rather than the quantity of the message. And maybe I'll play a song to close it. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna put anybody on blast, because I'm like, honestly, whether you realize it or not, there is something inside me that wants to come professional, right? Wants to have some type of what do you call that? Inclination to be professional. But obviously life could shift us around, right? So there's an intention to this shit, So I'm gonna I'll just play this song.
From the first click to event day, Event Create's RSVP tools make it effortless.
What?
With our registration.
Yo, check the new schematics. Check the new calligraphy. Yo, I'm synergized in a different, yo, touch, taste, new event. Yo, check the calligraphy. Synergize me, bring me back to liggity life. Lift it up. Yo, live like you never lived before. Yo, nunchuck it up. Yo, high kick to low kick. Something like I'm Chun-Li. Yo, and I ain't even trying to be funny, scummy. Could be bummy. Could yo, don't try to bum me. Yo, young bunny. What's up, young honey? Yo, I just do it. Yo, different type of energy behind all the motherfucking money. Yo, get off my muffins. What emotions am I stuffing? Yo, pride be puffing till I get the pride shot. Shiggity shot down. Good riddance. I'm skipping. Yo, skipping like pebble rocks on an ocean front. You tell me what rhymes with ocean front. Slow motion kid. Yo, dodging bullets like Matrix Neo did. Yo, rippling through the airwaves. Yo, wavy form. Yo, give credit where it's due. If you want to, but I guess you don't really have to. Do it like no one saw. Oh, yo, no one saw. Yo, horrific, graphic, something like the epic cinematic like Saw. Yo, so brutal. Yo, I can read you like you want to bring out the side-eye. Oh, tie-dye. Yo, Molotov flow. What the fucking, yo, crack it off, back it off. Yo, intact with it. Yo, like Solid Snake. Yo, on delay. Been a long day, yo, been a long day, still going strong, eagity, yo, centipede, yo, arcade fire flow like Gallagher, flip it like a spatula, yo, shout out to Madam Web and her legion of tarantulas, back at it again for ya. Dislike, analog, yo, you saw it all. Saw it all, did it all, get it all, hit it all, bit it all, bit it all, bit, make it all, break it all, take it all, yo, hate it all, love it all, yo. Ninja Turtles, yo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo. Death feels, death vibe, like I'm coming from the Buddhist bardo. Yo, I don't mean to alarm, yo. When I blow off the angel horn, yo, get the cello. Donatello, get that lavender chill effect on, please. Chill with it when I spill with it, when I kill with it. What's the fucking deal with it? Nah. Negentropic.
Before moving to next week,
that was bad. Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to fucking. There's a I'm like life's rigidness. What Saturn is doing is like he's telling you to like. He's trying to, not good, not bad, but it could be based on the weird relationship with it. What Saturn is trying to do, he's trying to separate you, not good, not bad, but it could be, from some type of energetic flow, not good, not bad. That's what Saturn is doing. And in a deep paradox, it could be good though, aside from the humans, angsty pains and sufferings and manipulation, right? It could be good with God's balance behind it, right? Because sometimes separation is good, right? I could if I really, really wanted to, I could I could just I could keep participating on live, but the Saturn energy and dynamic in some type of, balanced niche approach, it's telling you to not do that, not tell everybody everything. And ironically, my spirit is not doing that. I'm just different, right? but not good, not bad. What Saturn is doing, and it could be good. There's a separation thing happening, and it just is what it is, guys. It just fucking is what. At the end of the fucking day, it just fucking is what it is. Y'all have the best life ever. Go all in. Please be quiet with that rhetoric. You do not know what all in means. Like, if I see go all in and you have this type of awareness and you're not doing it, like, just stop. That's what, like, I'm done seeing this false rhetoric shit. And if you're side shifted about that shit, so be it. It just is what it is, motherfuckers. But let me close it down. I don't want to close it like that. So how am I gonna close this? So yeah, I'll be back. You know, maturing with the Saturn shit means, you know, things have to be isolated. So I'm gonna close it right there. I'm gonna close it right there. I'm gonna close it right there. And when I come back on live, hopefully I do more cooler songs. Hopefully I'm like, you know, more, maybe I'll do some shouts from the tablet, you know. You know, we have people looking like this. It's like, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? And I have other people to shout out to. It's like, who the fuck is this? I hate you. No, not, I'm just saying quotes on quotes. Quotes on quotes. So there is a positive thing to Saturn's isolation, right? What is the positive thing to Saturn's isolation? We're not, you know, everybody is coming and going in their own esoteric hysteria. What do I mean by that? If you say someone else is coming and going, you could be doing that emotionally and mentally on a way you're unconscious to that you have no idea. Because whatever you say about somebody else, and I said this 20 years ago somehow, whatever you say about somebody else, it's probably what you're just saying about yourself, respectively. So I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I'm just going to shut the fuck. It's just truth. I'm going to shut the fuck. And yeah, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. It is. So I'm going to stop right now. Let me do one more song. Bitty bitty blah blah blah, hitty hitty ha ha ha, yo, tippity tippity top 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 top, yo, sippy 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 cup, yo, cup it up, fuck it up, yo, then I stuff it up, they're like, yo, new mashed potatoes like it's Thanksgiving, yo, gobble up like a turkey, yo, he's perky, he's lurking, he's yo searching, he's unfunneling, he's bringing the ruckus again, kid, kitty, chitty bang 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 bang, yo, blam 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 to the glam to the motherfucker, I go higgity higgs, boson particle ham, harder than motherfucking A, yo, A star to the B star to the C star to the D star to the D door to the D boy to the destroy this shit like it ain't motherfucking shit though, motherfucker, yo, schizo with the fucking blip blow, well, higher than a blimp though, yo, pluck it up, bang it up, motherfucker, buck it up, yo, motherfucker, buckle up, yo, cause I'm going on a different, yo, space cowboy star. With the space boy, with a motherfucking different type of taste boy, yo, I'm the motherfucking ace boy, yo, with the fucking next level race boy, yo, dance with the motherfucking Death Star, motherfucker, dance with the motherfucking Clep Star, with the left star, with the motherfucking, yo, with a different type of make believe, with a different type of make design, with a different type of make cinematic effect, yo, with a different type of role play, different type of streamline, motherfucker, with the dream guy, with the dream tape, with the dream template, with the dream state, with the dream state, with the beast cage. I gotta be rolling it up, yo, gotta be rattling it, cause my spirit feels stuck inside, yo, fuck what you think this is, yo, gotta go all out, then I ball out, then stall out, then I motherfucking come in, howling like the blood wolf moon, full moon is out, yo, down and out though, yo, full mound and down, gotta play it out, gotta stay it out, gotta slay it now, gotta motherfucking, yo, I'm caged now, so I'm going to some type of next level insanity to sanity, cause God is gonna be testing me, yo, Crush my harmony to rebuild me, yo, destroy me, God. Motherfucker, deploy me, God. Yo, I ain't give a fuck. What's up matter, God? Yo, what's up matter, motherfucker?
There we go, that's so much
There
better.
we go.
Red flowing like a stream.
Red flowing like a stream, getting past me now. You're a perfect dream.
Don't fight it, just let go.
Don't fight it, just let go.
Your strength is fading fast.
Your strength is fading fast.
Moment I've been waiting
The moment I've been hoping, I've been waiting for.
This is my moment, my design.
This is my
Your sacrifice.
moment. This is my.
Planning years of need.
Here's a plan and here's a need.
Slowly start
Watch you slowly start to bleed.
to feel like home. You're about to give it all. This is my moment to ascend. As your consciousness descends. Wait, something's happening. The ground begins to shake. Energy swirling faster than the book said it would take. Light erupting from the circle forces I can't control. This is what I study. This is beyond
Control.
power rising, can't contain it.
I can't control this overwhelming force.
Everything I thought I knew.
Everything I thought I knew. Whoa, what up? Number one.